It has been such a long offseason here in NEP, here at Vidane TV in the iRacing world. We're trying to make sure all these buttons still work. We're a little bit late to get on the air, but that doesn't mean that it's not showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. in the booth on your screen. Sorry, I know I got a face for radio, but we're trying things a little bit different here tonight. The NEP Season 3 Awards Banquet, and then we're going to jump right into a 20-lap shootout at Daytona. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen all the drivers here in the NEP Series registered. Well, not all of them. Some of the drivers registered here for Season 4, doing some practice here for the 20-lap shootout. And I'm joined in the booth by a couple of familiar names, maybe not so much familiar races. We got Ryan Salvatore from RSal TV. Did a lot of video packages you're going to be able to check out here tonight. The champ, John Peters, reigning and defending three-time champ. Not racing tonight. Going to jump up here and call some action in the booth and give somebody else a chance to win. Evan Bollier still got the sticky note on the monitor from last season. Didn't butcher his name. And Jeff Brown up here as well. And Ryan, I'm excited, man. It's been a long time been a couple of months anyway, since we've seen any of these NEP guys out on track. What do you think we've got going on here for this season?
It's going to be an interesting one. I know John's going to be trying to get that fourth one, but I know there's going to be a lot of people making sure that doesn't happen, or at least trying our best. But especially with the taking away the fast repair, that's going to change some. It's going to have to be a lot more cautious. It's going to shake up the results a little bit more.
100%. And John, you're in a different seat here tonight up in the broadcast booth. Do you think you're going to be able to learn anything here tonight in the shootout that might kind of transfer into the first race in a couple of months here in October for Season 4?
Yeah, you never know. I think we have mostly a familiar cast of characters from last season, so I think one thing you try to learn is, are there any new players in the mix this season? I think it'll be pretty much the same, but the format tonight really makes things interesting. I think I'll be interested just to see how different drivers try to play it out and use their super speedway strategy to their advantage. It'll be fun.
100%. Talking to Corey before the race, before we came on air here, not quite sure what the rule package is going to be here tonight. Evan, does that throw any kind of monkey wrench into your plan? I know we were talking about a little bit of elimination maybe, but we're going to wait and see who showed up. But what do we got on a plan? What do we do?
Well, I'll be honest with you guys. That was the first I've heard of us not having a fast repair, and the first time hearing that we're going to have a different format tonight. So I'm just going to drive and hopefully stick this 56 car at the front with the 229 teammates, and we'll see what we got.
Did you pay attention?
No, didn't plan on it.
Now, Jeff, have you looked into the rules? Do you know what's going on for this season? Are we good to go? What do we got going on?
Boy, I hope we are. I'm going to miss the fast repair. I could definitely use that kind of mulligan here and there. But that said, we've seen some chippy driving over the last year. We've seen some people trying to push it to the limit, see what they can get out of a car. And that fast repair gives you that little bit of insulation that you need sometimes to make a daring move. Now people have to rethink that. They'll have to think twice before they make the bold move. And as someone who imagines I'm probably going to actually DNF a few of these races, we'll see what happens. But that's what the game is. It's survival.
100%. And survival of the fittest and survival of the fastest here at Daytona. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But we're going to jump right into it here tonight. And man, oh man, we've got some awesome video packages. Again, RSal TV, Ryan Salvatore putting them together. And we've got the first award up on deck, the Mike Hopkins Memorial Award. And have we announced the winners yet, or Ryan, are we just rolling right into the footage?
The Mike Hopkins Award, yep, that's going to be Dylan Kopeck. Had the most incident points during the year. First person in NEP history to get to 300 incident points over the entire season, and he didn't race every race. That's the most impressive part.
And we couldn't put all of Dylan's wrecks into one video package because we've only got about an hour here tonight. So we did have this awesome video put together here. We're going to roll right on into it.
And Dylan Kopeck back here as well. It's good to hello, and he's in the wall. I was going to say it's good to see him here tonight, but that's not the welcome that he wanted here on Vidane TV on a Thursday night.
John Peters got a piece of that, and I think those old tires, 216 laps, might be the end of it there for Dylan Kopeck in the 16 car. Caution flag flies as Kopeck down and around in the beach. A little bit too close to the wall. Gets up there, slaps the outside wall on the start-finish line, comes back down, and kind of uses the one car, Orion Messer, to keep himself straight. But
Oh, what the fuck, Brandon? Hold the brake.
Look, here, help's coming.
Wait a minute.
It's Cal Naughton.
Again! Please don't let the invisible fire burn my friend!
Now that's a teammate right there. This is going downhill fast. I think it'd be a great time to go to commercial break myself.
Mike Hopkins is involved in another yellow flag. So if you have that on your bingo card, please mark that off. This one, though, Paul, was not his fault.
sorry, Mike, indeed. How about that? What a performance. That video was absolutely phenomenal. How about it? Dylan Kopeck coming home with the very first award of the night, the Mike Hopkins Memorial Award. And that's a lot of incidents, Ryan.
That is, I mean, the hardest part was just trying to condense it down because I just had so much footage. But it's, I don't know, maybe he can make it a little less this year with the quick repair without having it. So maybe he won't be getting as many, but.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens. A little bit of a rule change here in NEP for Season 4. No quick repairs. And tonight we're not doing tires. We're doing tires later on in the season. But yeah, I guess there's a tire shortage in iRacing here at Daytona tonight as well. But you can see there in the back that round of the World Center of Racing. The sun is going down. Racing action getting ready to get going here in just a few moments' time. Going to roll right on in to the second award here. And this is going to be the Hub Bust Award, and Ryan Libby came home with this one. We're going to take a look at the video package, and we'll see if we can't talk to Ryan right after this. Oh, yeah! Camps 22. Oh, rewind for a second, a little bit of contact, and we are wrecking at Daytona. Car got in just a little bit too hot and hard right turn into the outside safer barrier. Tough break for Ryan Libby, but
the 46 car of Ryan Libby gonna stack himself up behind the pace car as P1.
All the way down to the apron, he clips the apron, comes back up, and it looks like he just loses the back end of the race car. Look at that huge hit for the 46 car on that inside safer barrier. Top 3, top 4, top 5 single file. The leader's wreck! The leader's wreck heading into the corner.
I'm pretty sure it's my fault. I'll take the AOL. Oh, yep, there we go. Libby agrees. That's alright. He gets in at me, I get into him. It's still my fault.
Congratulations to Ryan Libby, Bust of the Year. Definitely had a little bit of a struggle, but looks to see that he's not quite in the Discord to be able to have a word with him, but we'll definitely get to catch up with him during the season. But we do have a little special announcement for him, special congratulatory message. So go ahead and send it. Go away there, Paul.
From NEPI Radio. Hey Ryan, it's your girl Lisa Ann here. I was given a little information from NEPI Racing. The disappointment runs deep. How someone can come in second place last season and 19th place this season. Ryan, you really need to dig deep and look within yourself. What did you do differently that day? Was it a different bowl of Wheaties? Was it performance anxiety? Did you have sex or not have sex? What did you do last year to come in second? And this year to come in 19th place? You could not have disappointed the team at NEPI Racing any more than you possibly did. But what they are going to do for you, what I'm going to present to you right here today, something you're going to be so excited about. Almost as excited as the high hopes that NEPI had for you coming in second last year, and then how poorly you performed this year coming in 19th. I don't know how many are in said race, but 19th is not a good number. I can tell you that right now. What we are going to do for you, your little prize that you're going to get, you are the winner of the NEP Hub Bust of the Year. That's right, Ryan Libby. You get to win the Loser's Trophy. I don't think you get anything for real. I think this is it. I think this is what you're getting, is me roasting your ass for your poor performance. I hope we can do better. Pull it together, man. Tighten up. What do you gotta do? What did you do differently? Dig deep. Dig deep on this off season so that next year you can come somewhere in between 2 and 19, let's say 11 or 9, right around there. I'd love to see you come in first, because I'd really love to make one of these messages for you that was not roasting you, Ryan. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe and have a winning mentality. Maybe that'll help.
Ryan, I don't even know how to follow that up.
It's definitely difficult. I mean, you heard it right from the queen herself. She's awarding the Hub Bust. Ryan, you got to do better next year. You just, like she said, better than 19th, something.
Yeah, get a little bit closer to the front. I guess. Yeah. It's, I guess we'll just keep that, because we're trying to keep it a family show, and I think we're still. Well, that's out the window at this point. So we'll just keep the ball rolling, or the tire rolling here. We got Daytona coming up here in 10 minutes time, getting ready for these drivers to qualify for the 20-lap shootout. And we just heard from Corey Casagrande during one of those breaks, we're letting all drivers go for all 20 laps, no knockouts, nothing like that. We already heard earlier on, no resets, no quick repairs, and no tires here tonight at Daytona. So that is definitely going to make things interesting. But moving right along here, you can't really start a new season without wrapping up the previous season. And that's one of the things we're here for tonight, to celebrate the reigning and defending series champion, John Peters, 3 championships in a row. All 3 seasons of NEPs. You've come home with the championship. Talk to us, man. What's your secret?
I don't have a secret. I'm just lucky. I think that's all it comes down to, right? I don't know. We've been fortunate. I've had some hot streaks, I think, throughout some of the seasons. Got some wins knocked off in a row, and luckily some of the bad races and wrecks didn't overcome, and we were able to pull it out. But it's just been a lot of fun. I enjoyed running this series. Gives me something to do. Gives my parents something to watch, and my girlfriend and my dog Shirley do love it when I hop on here one night a week. So I appreciate all their support, and it's just fun, and hopefully we can do it again.
Absolutely, and we've got one more video package here we're going to take a look at, and we'll come right back to you here, John, and talk to you about your plans for Season 4, but we're going to take a look. Season 3 champion video rolling. I've already taken a sneak peek at this. This is a very well put together video. We're going to take a look at it right now. Roy holding on to third. John Peters in fourth. Little side-by-side action. Little bit of a 3-wide for the finish. 4 cars crossing the start-finish line almost at the same time.
Upset is not going John Peters' way by any means right now. So,
and I think we're going to see John Peters just barely skirt by this. And Paul, it's one of those defining moments per se, albeit early in the season. Kenny Kibbe gets a great jump, and John Peters spins the tires one more time, and to the back jack goes the 09, and he's going to get contact with Brent Roy, and that is going to be the race.
Caution flag comes out. The race is over, and heartbreak for John Peters. Another poor finish after running the podium up all night long. The champ, John Peters, finally getting himself a victory.
And it's been a tough road so far here in these first few races, but finally got the monkey off the back. And
going to be the second driver this season to win multiple races. John Peters, your winner here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. How about that finish? 3 wide for the lead. We'll give it to you in slow motion. John Peters coming home with the victory. A little bit of a push there from Lewandowski.
If some of you guys drove like me more, John probably wouldn't win the championship. I think I'm the only person that raced with him. That's a word for it.
Caution flag flies for the big one here at New Hampshire. How about the 09 car? He's going to back it into the safer barrier as well. They drop back just a little bit, get a little contact. Oh, he gets bumped by Dylan Kopeck in the 16 car. Another bump by Scott McDonald. The 12 car of Arcel. He's going to get us some fun. Great run, another win. 6 wins on the season. John Peters, phenomenal run here at Stafford.
Paul, I thought I might never talk to you again this season. Thanks so much. Geez, I'm really excited with this one, and honestly really surprised because I thought this would be the hardest track to come through the field.
3-time series champion, back to back. Had a rough start this season, but really showed why this 09 car is championship caliber. Oh, he's getting an introduction. The all-fast everything. He wants all the smoke. The phenomenal one. He's got a 10-pack. He's yoked, but he's terrible at jokes. The short track icon. The king of John style. 3-time, back to back. Reigning and defending. Undisputed. New England, Pennsylvania iRacing, Shift, Marketing and Design Grand National Series champion of the world. John Peters!
Wow. I think you just blew out your microphone, Paul, and I could not appreciate that more.
Six wins on the season, 11 podiums, 1.5 million top fives. It's been a phenomenal season 3, John. How did you do it, man?
I don't know. You just saw in the video, it's kind of like a tale of 3 seasons. I think it started out pretty rough, and I just had a patch of bad luck where I felt like I was getting caught up in everything, and then the middle of the season finally started to click off some good runs and get some wins together, and then took Sal's NetBets challenge there at the end of the year, which I really appreciate him doing, and it was really difficult trying to come through the field. You can't underestimate just how good these guys are, 1 through 25, so that was tough. It worked out better at some tracks than others, but thankfully it kind of seemed to be a wash at the end of those 5 races compared to where it started. But it all worked out. It was a ton of fun. I just enjoy running these races, and it was fun to race a lot up front with Evan as a 229 teammate, and Jason and Brent all had really good years too. Kenny, I know, was quick. So it was fun. It's just nice to get on here and be competitive and win some races here and there.
100%, and really looking forward to season 4 here. And gotta ask you, what are we gonna see as far as trends going into season 4? We gotta ask the crew chief in the background, right?
Guys, I tell you what.
Well, hang on, time out. Ryan, should we leave this to the experts?
Yeah, let's definitely leave this one to the expert.
100%. Let's roll this beautiful bean footage, shall we?
Oh boy.
That's the wrong video. Stand by. Technology is phenomenal when it
Roy
works.
holding on to third. John Peters in fourth. Little side-by-side action. Little bit of a 3-wide for the finish.
Yep, pretty sure I know how this one ends.
Larry McReynolds here with NASCAR on Fox. I hope you're doing well and staying safe and that you're enjoying this 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season. Hard to believe, John, halfway through the regular season, 13 down and 13 to go, and we've already had 11 different winners with 3 first-time winners, including Austin Cindric, who won that Daytona 500. Now, someone tells me congratulations is in order, John. I want to personally congratulate you for being the 3-time NEP Grand National Series champion for the iRacing League that you race in. That is amazing, John. You should be very, very proud of what you've accomplished there. Now, I hear you're a huge NASCAR fan and that you do a pretty good job of impersonating the old America's crew chief, Larry Mack here. You know what? I find that very, very flattering that you do impersonate me. But again, congratulations, John. Enjoy this very, very much. That is an amazing thing that you have accomplished there. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. And I want to end with this, John. According to old Larry Mack's trends, a man that's won 3 consecutive championships, he is destined to win the 4th. Congratulations, John. Take care.
Oh, that's awesome.
How cool is that? Didn't mean to cut you off, but I figured we might let that one slide, right?
That's a pretty good way to be cut off. Wow, Larry Mack, thanks for taking the time. I'm honored. You know, your icon does a cameo. That's just about all you can ask for right there.
100%. Ryan taking a liberty to put that together and doing a great job with all the highlight videos tonight. Just heard from the man himself, RSal TV, over on YouTube, 9 o'clock tonight. All those videos you've seen here tonight will be live on the RSal TV YouTube page, so be sure to shoot on over there. Get that subscribe button smashed and take a look at those videos as well. But we got 60 seconds left in practice, boys. You guys got to hop down into the cars and get ready to do some practicing here. Or practicing. Been doing that all night. You guys got to get ready to qualify.
Yes, sir. It's going to be fun. See you during the race.
Gonna be a blast indeed. One more video package here tonight. Gonna take a look at some of the Season 3 highlights, and we're gonna come back to the green flag here at Daytona. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. and the champ, John Peters, up in the broadcast booth, and we're gonna be doing it live. Don't go anywhere, and if you do, bring your phone with you. Pull this up on the YouTube and take a look at the Season 3 highlight video right now.
There goes the pace car. He's going to jump on down to the safety of pit road. Green flag is in the air. We are racing. Season 3 in NEPs is now. Oh, 3 wide per second. A little bit of contact. and we are wrecking at Daytona. Third caution gonna come out here. Oh, big time hits the 4 car. Lots of cars flipping and spinning. Roy holding on to third. John Peters in fourth. Little side-by-side action. Little bit of a 3-wide for the finish. 4 cars crossing the start-finish line almost at the same time. At Homestead, Miami, race number 2 on the season. There's the restart, but there's the wreck. Oh boy, indeed. A couple of drivers pointed in the wrong direction. All of the drivers pointed in the wrong direction.
Wow, big stack up.
Holy moly, you may as well call that the Stafford Speedway swap meet. There is nothing but car parts.
You see the 13 gets into the back quarter panel of the Lord Machine, 17 New Hampshire,
and the 17 has been disqualified and subsequently removed from the race sessions. Kenny Kibbe gets a great jump, and John Peters spins the tires one more time, and to the back jack goes the 09, and he's going to get contact with Brent Roy, and that is going to be the race.
And there you have it. Move the 26 car to the point. Brent Roy now setting his sights on cleaner air.
And the strategy played off. Roy made his way from the outside the top 20. His first shift marketing design Grand National win.
The way they're running, somebody's about to end up on their dome. Roy,
big wreck. Oh, Lewandowski flipping, rolling into the fence. Oh, we got another car stuck in the fence. Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out.
It gets tight in behind them, little contact, and there they go.
Lots of damaged race cars here, Tim. Anybody that hasn't taken their quick repair yet, you can bet they're going to be coming down pit road to take that repair. How about that finish? 3 wide for the lead. We'll give it to you in slow motion. John Peters coming home with the victory. We're getting ready to go racing for 250 laps around the virtual Oxford Plains for the inaugural GNG Grand National Greg Oxford 250. We take the green flag with John Peters. Things are getting ready to get spicy for that 14 car. He's got Souza all over the back bumper of the 14 car. And oh, by the way, the door has been kicked open. Souza to the bottom, to the lead, to the point, crossing the stripe here on lap 206. The 09 car of John Peters all over the back bumper of Souza, trying to make it happen. He's going to go high, side by side as we go down into turn number 3. Checkered flag waving in the air as Kyle Souza comes home with the victory.
Worked out. I had Richie Murray up in the spotter area. His crew chief in some great spot and let me know in the gaps.
Really cool there in the Lance Snacks number 4. Kenny Kibbe is trying to do something that Jeff Purvis, I don't believe, ever did. Win at Hickory.
4 and 9 side by side for the lead. John Peters in third, and this is getting down to it here, Aaron.
Kenny Kibbe is going to take home another win.
Leaving the door open though for DJ Gerard down on the bottom, making that number 13 car work for him, sliding into second. Last corner, turn number 3. Ricker sends it on in. Everything he's possibly got to try and hold on to it. Big time run for the 9 car, has nowhere to go with it. DJ Gerard comes home with the victory.
For third, Bollier really hanging on the inside now. And he gets a fender ahead of Kibbe.
Gets a fender, uses the door just a little bit. He's going to move into the lead, slide the 4 car all the way back. 2 laps to go. Evan Bollier coming home. With the win here at Bristol Motor Speedway. There's the jump for the 4 car. Going to move on up to the high side, going into turn number 1. Top 3, top 4, top 5. Single file. The leader's wreck! The leader's wreck heading into the corner. Caution flag flies once again. Holy moly.
Wow, this has completely changed now. There was definitely contact there going into turn 1, and it sent both of the leaders around.
Here at Stafford Motor Speedway for the Chalu Performance Fall Final 75, your winner, John Peters.
Wow, what a run from the back there for John Peters. Brent Roy, a solid second place run. Evan Bollier, another podium finish for him.
we are getting ready to go green flag racing one final time here in Season 3 of the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Group Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series. Here we go.
As Evan Bollier is going to extend about a car length there coming out of the last turn, and he is going to take the last win of the NEP season.
Three-time series champion, back to back to back. Had a rough start this season, but really showed why this 09 car is championship caliber. And just like that, we're getting ready to go green for season number 4. 25 laps on the board. I guess we're doing 25 laps here tonight. Changing the rules. You make the rules, and, well, we break them here at NEP. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the booth, and the 3-time reigning defending series champion, Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series champion. That is John Peters up here. And, John, it's been a great 3 seasons so far. Kicking things off here at Daytona, and you can see there he is, Zane Farrell, the 14 car, fast in practice, gonna start P1. He's got that 24 car, Austin Belke, gonna start P2.
Durham, Maine's Evan Boyer going to line up third out of the 229 Autosport camp, and his outside Dale Glessner.
And it's been so long that we've done a broadcast here on Vidane TV, I almost forgot how to do the starting grid. Mike Hopkins, how about that? Starting up in P5 in that 78 machine. It says 78A, but I think that's 78D because he wrecked a couple of cars in practice, but that's fine. And Ryan Salvatore starting at number 12 Toyota in the number 6 spot.
Race director turned contender Kenny Kibbe will roll off 7th, and league promoter Corey Casagrande starts 8th.
Right in behind them in the 44 car going to be Scott McDonald with the 9 car of Jason Ricker starting on the outside in P10.
Jared Adams rolls off 11th, and his outside ACT competitor Cody LeBlanc in the 07.
Brent Roy, the lone Canadian in the field here tonight, the number 26, the Camry kid, the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Brent. He's going to start P13. And Jeff Brown in the 29 machine going to start that blue oval out there in P14.
And then we've got a loaded final row. Rookie of the Year, Steven Daddio in the 99, and his outside, the 46, the Hub Bust of the Year, Ryan Libby.
Hopefully he can get past the performance issues and come home with a solid finish here tonight. Really looking forward to it. You're not going to see it anywhere else other than Vidane TV. Lined up 2x2 all the way through. 25 laps on the board. There goes the pace car. He's going to dip on down, get him an ice cold Coke and a corn dog. Green flag in the air. Barney up in the flag stand, letting her loose. Zane Farrell with the jump in that 14 car. He's going to pull away. Big time push from the 56 of Evan Bollier.
And Paul, different strategy tonight for these guys. Only 25 laps, a lot shorter than the normal race distance. That'll be longer. So I think you're going to see some different strategies play out. We'll have to see how this unfolds in the first few laps.
Great to have you with us here in the booth here tonight, John, and it's great to have all the fans tuning in at home, on Facebook, all over the place. Vidane TV, Tim's Corner Motorsports, the NEP page, and Rent a Race Car, letting us use their Facebook page here tonight, commandeering it for the evening to get some iRacing action out there into the metaverse, and we thank you guys for allowing us to do that. We're over on the Vidane TV Facebook, YouTube page, rather, and we're also over there on Twitch, Strictly94. Lots of Grand Theft Auto crowd watching there as well, so appreciate everybody tuning in here on a hot Thursday summer night, and Thursday night is the night for NEP, and you can take a look at that field, John. 2x2 still all the way through. Jeff Brown dropping back just a little bit, Brent Roy dropping back just a little bit as well, but you can throw a blanket onto the rest of the field.
Yeah, and you can see Evan Boyer there ducked out from the bottom to the top, and he's going to lead Austin Belke up in that high groove. And it'll be interesting to see, too, which groove kind of becomes dominant here early on. You see Mike Hopkins get a little squirrely there. But overall, typically you'd see the bottom is going to be the preferred groove, but if you get enough cars up on the top, like Evan's trying to work in, you might see that pick up some steam.
Bumper to bumper, door to door, all the way throughout. These 14, 15 cars up into the front, and great racing so far. Zane Farrell leading all 2 laps so far, and Hopkins in that 78 ride all the way up to P2 right now. Looking pretty good here early on. We're only 2 laps into the season, and we got a little bit of a break between now and the first race, official points-paying race at Daytona, right here at Daytona, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be kicking that off in October, the first week of October, I believe. But there you see Kibbe, that 4-car, making a move onto the outside. He's going to get a little bit of a bumper from the 56 of Bollier. Try and push him on up into P1. You can see right now, Kibbe side by side for P2. Mike Hopkins down to the bottom.
Now here's what I'm watching with tonight's race. Normally in a race that's a longer distance at a super speedway, you'd see guys that want to lay back in the rear of the pack. They're waiting for that big crash to come and take everybody out up front, and they want to miss that. They're just going to hang in the back and wait for that to happen and drive on by. But you only have 25 laps tonight. As you can see, Kibbe get down to the lead. So that element of strategy is almost minimized, or if you do elect to stick with that, there's a lot of risk. So you see guys like Kibbe, Bollier, Belke, Ricker all fighting towards the front because they know they have to get to the front in only a 25-lap race.
Bottom line breaking up just a little bit. Top side still kind of put together, and there you can see just as fast as I say it, it changes up. Bottom side getting put back together like an accordion, and they're going to try and push themselves up towards the front. You can see 2 cars clear down on the bottom. That's going to be Kibbe and the number 14 ride of Zane Farrell, the pole sitter, back into the second spot. Hopkins right in behind him. Bollier up top. He's got a push from the 9 car of Jason Ricker, and Belke in the 24 car. Very impressive season in that Jurassic Park kind of throwback scheme, the Jeff Gordon throwback scheme there for Belke, and great to see him running good. He's pretty fast at these super speedways. There you see Kibbe jumping on up in front of the 56, trying to block the high side, jams it up just a little bit, and just like that, we talked about him. The 24 car is around, a couple of other cars around as well. There you see McDonald around as well. We're going to take a look here. The 99 of Daddio jumping down into the inside safer barrier. That is a tough hit for that 99 car, but first caution of the season here, and we're going to take a look at it here on the instant replay. And that instant replay, been so long, it's brought to you by YRD Designs. The YRD Designs instant replay. See if we can remember how to do these buttons here up in the broadcast booth and get you exactly what happened. We kind of saw it live here, and we're going to take a look. We're going to start with the spotter stand view here. We're going to keep an eye on that 44 car and show you exactly what went down here in the YRD Designs instant replay. And there you see it. 24, keep an eye on him, and the 43 there of Adams. Everybody kind of gets bunched on up there. The 9 slips on back, and this is the big hits there. The 10 of Glessner is around the 44, the 24, and the 99. A bunch of dubs getting spun out there. The 10 car of Glessner looks like he made out okay out of the 4 cars that wrecked in this one, but early on, little bit of testing the waters here, John, trying to figure out what these drivers are able to do.
Yeah, and that actually starts right up on the front row with Kibbe. He's trying to play the Pied Piper a little bit and block both lanes, and I see he slid up to the top, blocked the run from Evan. Evan kind of checked up, and that just kind of started the accordion. You see Ricker and the 9 check up, and unfortunately Belke just made too much contact there and got spun around. That's the danger of the plate racing, trying to block those lanes, and you can quickly accordion things, which is kind of what happened there, but hopefully those guys are able to continue.
So pit stops kind of nil here at Daytona. There's no tires in the pits, no quick repairs, so you're going to see a couple of drivers that were involved in that. Maybe get a little bit of damage fixed. Dale Glessner in the 10 car are going to be the first taker down on pit road, and a couple, actually looks like everybody stays out. Scott McDonald going to come down, see if he can get the virtual hammers working on that sheet metal there in the 44 car, see if he can get that thing banged on out. But let's see if we can't do ourselves a little driver interview here. It's been a long time since we've done this thing here live that we do on Verdane TV. And John, I'm going to give you the opportunity here to talk to the current leader, Kenny Kibbe, in that number 4 car.
Yeah, let's do it. Kenny Kibbe, it's John Peters in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
So we see you've rocketed towards the front here on lap 5, and I'm curious with the shorter race, what do you think the strategy is tonight to try to win this?
For me, I think I kind of want to stay up front. I've tried both strategies of trying to stay up front and trying to stay in the back. And I think being more aggressive and trying to control the pace is probably the better game plan. So that's what I'm trying.
And so far, it looks like you've separated from Austin a little bit. Looks like you just had some trouble, but you identified anybody? I know you don't want to tip your hand, but have you identified anybody in the pack here you want to try to work with to stay up front?
Well, Austin was kind of going to be my main partner. Zane's helped me out a few times in the past, so he could be a possibility, but I'm not sure. I might not have too many friends left after Austin was in that wreck, so yeah, we'll see.
Now, what about lane choice? You think the bottom or the top is going to be better here?
Boy, it's really going to kind of come down to who you have behind you. I think I will most likely probably just take the bottom. I think it'll just be safe. But yeah, it's going to come down to whoever gets a good jump, and if the cars behind us are in line and nice and together. But I like that they added the Geico restart zones this year, so it'll make restarts a little more predictable for everybody, and hopefully things won't get jumbled up too bad. But yeah, hopefully we can get a jump to the lead and keep controlling this thing. Long ways to go still.
Awesome. And I see you got one to go here before we go back green. One last question. What are you looking forward to here for NEP Season 4?
Oh, just hoping to get into victory lane some more, and if we can put together a little more consistency. My rookie season we were consistent but didn't win. The second season we won some races, but we weren't as consistent. So if we can kind of try to combine those things, I think we could make a run for the championship this year. But we got to put it all together.
All right, sounds good, Kenny. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck.
Thank you.
So there you have it. Going to restart here. P1, 5 laps in, 20 laps to go, and we're waiting for timing and scoring to get it itself all cleared up. Looks like there's some issues with the timing and scoring. The virtual transponders once the drivers came off pit road, but looks like it's all lined up now. You can see Kenny Kibbe starting on the bottom side. Zane Fair. It's been so long. It's been a long off season. Farrell is his last name, the 14 car. He's going to restart on the outside. Evan Bollier going to restart third. Hopkins still hanging on. He's going to restart in fourth. And Jason Ricker going to restart P5 down there in the number 9 car. And 20 laps on the board. We're going to get that restart. There goes the pace car. He's going to dip on down to pit road. Green flag flies once again here at Daytona. 20 laps to go in the shift shootout, kicking off season 4.
A little bit of a staggered start here. You can see the lines have broken up, and that's going to create some opportunity for guys to maybe switch which lane they're in. You can see, looks like Mikkel Hopkins there got down to the bottom. But it's also interesting to note here, too, you see Kibbe out front, but Kibbe's kind of by himself. You just heard from him. Austin Bolke crashed. That was his teammate, so here comes the formation of the 229 cars on top with Evan and Jason Ricker. They're going to form up on the top. We'll see if some of the other team members can form on the bottom, but we're going to see some alliances start to form here in the early part of the race.
And you can see the newly formed Icon Motorsports there, second on through fourth there on the bottom side. Those guys 1 through 4, I believe, in practice. 3 wide for second, third. How about that? The 46 car, Ryan Libby, up on the high side. Biggest mover of the night. He's up 12 spots, quietly getting himself up into the top 5, trying to get there. There he is, P5. Currently going to slide on back. Corey Casagrande, Mr. Corey Casagrande, in that 7CT ride. That's going to be the 7A ride here tonight. Nice test paint scheme there on that blue oval. He's going to move himself up into the top 5 as well. Going to slide back a couple of positions. But how about Libby in that 46 car? Definitely a contender last season for many, many wins. And it looks like he might be a challenge here for you for the championship here in Season 4.
Yeah, motivated. Ryan Libby's a scary thought. He's fast every track we go to. It doesn't matter if it's short tracks, intermediates. He always knows what to do in these super speedways. So I would expect him to be fast yet again. And you can see even tonight the difference he's made just in that top line since he's committed to that. And I think he's definitely on the aggressive strategy to try to get towards the front, which I think is what you're seeing kind of dominate this race so far.
Bollier trying to hold on to the lead there in the top side, but the 4 car of Kibbe very strong down in the bottom. Hopkins right in behind him in the 78A car holding on to it. See if we can't get a good look at that those test car paint schemes there that the Icon Motorsports, the Icon Racing drivers are getting at. A little bit of camo rattle can action going on there. Great shot of Ricker. A little bit of body damage there on that number 9 car, and you can see these drivers beating and banging all over the bumpers, all over the doors, all over each other, trying to get themselves, trying to get their teammates up into the lead. But right now they're going to have to get by the 4. They're going to have to get by the 56. And Libby's still holding on, keeps kind of peeking in that extreme high line, maybe trying to wall ride here just a little bit, get that third line moving. But with 17 laps to go, might be a little bit too early to be thinking about that.
That's the risk reward you take. I think in the past, Paul had mentioned that plate racing is like playing chess for 99% of the race and Russian roulette on the last lap. And I don't think that's going to be any different here tonight. So you're watching that risk versus reward. If I'm Mike Hopkins sitting there behind Kibbe, sure, might I love to take one of my runs and poke a hole in the middle and try to get to the lead? Yes. Will I end up on the wrecker? Likely. So you have to be patient and wait for that right opportunity at the right time. You can see that outside line, too, is getting a good surge right now, which opens that door for Evan to go clear to the bottom if he wants it.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why I've got a pen and a notepad next to my keyboard and mouse here on the old broadcast desk. It's like high-speed chess and Russian roulette all rolled into one, and that's about the best way to describe a little steel cage racing action here at Daytona. And you can see 14 drivers still in this fight. Belkey, the 24 car, and 99 of Steve Daddio retired after that first wreck there on lap number 3. Everybody else still has a shot to come home with the bragging rights here. 25-lap shootout at Daytona, sponsored by Shift Marketing and Design. And we're kicking it off, Season 4, right around the corner here. How about a little 3-wide action for the top spot? Bollier all the way up top. He's got help from Ricker. He's got help from the 46, or does he? They're going to slide back into that middle line, but we're still 3 wide.
He did it. Remember that risk versus reward I was talking about? Well, Mike Hopkins said, that's okay, I'll take the risk. He poked that 78 out to the middle, took the big run away from the 56, and now he's got the outside line all to his advantage. And if he's going to be clear right down to the bottom, there he goes, new leader Mike Hopkins.
Magic Mike Hopkins up to the lead, the 78 car. See if he can hold on to it until he gets back to the start-finish line, lead himself a lap here at Daytona. Make it count for the Season 4 highlight video that RSAL TV will more than likely put together at the end of this season. But Hopkins showing that he is no slouch this season. He is going to be a contender this season, and he is doing his homework here at Daytona, making it work, holding on to that bottom side, and really trying to get up towards the front. Well, he's not trying to get towards the front. He's at the front at this point, holding on to it. You can see trying to get a little side draft there is the 56 of Bollier off of that number 78 quarter panel, but the push from the 4 car of Kibbe is real. All over the back bumper there of the 78.
And you see Ryan Libby thread the needle and go 3 wide on Jason Ricker. That's going to split up the 229 cars and put the 46 up 1 spot on the outside lane. And you see how hard these guys are racing as we come to halfway this time by. Let's not forget about Brent Roy back there in that white and red 26. Just kind of hanging out. Not making any moves. Clearly keeping a distance from the pack. He's on the let's let them all wreck strategy. So if we get to the end of this race and the 26 is up front, that right there is going to be why.
Well, he's got to take it easy. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Brent. And the 26 car lone Canadian here in the field. And we've seen Brent do that many, many times here on Verdane TV in both NEP as well as Tim's Corner Motorsports. Kind of lags back just a little bit. He's up with that main draft, but kind of by himself. Does a really good job at kind of reading the field. You know these guys are getting dicey here with 13 laps to go at Daytona. You can see some slicing, some dicing on the bottom side, and getting a little crazy up there on the top side. Bollier with a big push now, trying to get around Magic Mike Hopkins in that bottom line. Look at that push from the 46 car, move the 56 to the point. Bollier going to take over the lead, and that's going to put the 56 up front for the first time here in Season 4. Ooh, big wiggle there from the 56 after a bump from Hopkins, but still slicing, still dicing. These drivers are hungry. They want to come home with the trophy. They want to come home with the bragging rights, and they want to hold on to being NEP winner, the latest NEP winner all the way up until October when we kick off the official points racing. And you see Hopkins all over now the back bumper of that 56 ride. But here we go, 46 now getting a push from Ricker. Oh, a little sideways action, little bumper car action, door to door, but we're all good. We got safe flight on the 46 car. We got Lexan windshields. I don't know if they fix Lexan, but we didn't make any damage. We'll just send the bill to the 46 crew down with the Libby pits.
It's really getting dicey in that third spot. You see Mike Hopkins is venturing off the yellow line, and I know Kibby's thinking about making that hole a little bit. Oh, man, it's so dicey right now. That's the tough part about being Kenny Kibby. You're trying to stay glued to the 78, but when he's bouncing around in the lane like that, you almost need to keep a gap, and then you can see the outside line is going to get some momentum forward. And then on that last straightaway, too, Evan had the chance to block the outside run, and he chose better of it. I think that was a wise move, and I think that's going to keep that 56 in contention for now. But there's certainly a lot of pressure coming from those second and third rows.
Top side losing a little bit of power. Everybody's starting to calm down just a little bit here with 11 laps to go. And the bottom side holding on to all the drivers as we cross the stripe. 10 laps to go here at Daytona and the Shift Marketing and Design Shootout. 25 laps on the docket, and you can see Libby sliding on back just a little bit in that 46 car. Ricker still holding on right with him. Adams in the 43 way on back, has a little bit of a sniff on the outside draft, but the story right now going to be the 56 of Bollier holding on to the lead. Magic Mike Hopkins in a second, and there you can see the 4 and 46. Kibby and Libby. We make the joke every single year here on Badane TV. Wherever there's Kibby, there's Libby. Wherever there's Libby, there's Kibby. And it's really hard to call, but those guys doing a little side-by-side action for third. There you see the 9-car Jason Ricker holding on to P5, and Corey Casagrande having a solid run right outside the top 5 in sixth. And just kidding, that's Corey LeBlanc in the 07 car. Very similar paint scheme there, and teammates with the other 7 car. One of the other 7 cars. Kyle Casagrande not in the field here tonight, but Corey Casagrande, that 7 car is running in 7th spot, and then 7 times 2 is 14, and that's Farrell, and he's running in 8th. How about that? You get a little bit of a math lesson here on Badane TV.
My brain just exploded, but what I can tell you is that we now have 9 laps to go, and I'd say that although that seems like a really short distance to the end, there's still enough time for the dust to settle a little bit. I think if you're into that 5 laps to go range, I think you'll see the pack start to tighten up. You'll probably see that 26 of Brent Roy start to move his way towards the front. As you get towards closer to crunch time, it's almost time that you have to make a move if you're sitting there doing nothing. But now with only 8 to go, I think you're getting closer to money time.
And all these drivers do have voice communication with the entire field, but they've also got private team channels that they're able to communicate with their teammates on. A little bit different than the NASCAR-style racing you see on TV, except that one year where they allowed the drivers to talk to each other, which I always thought was entertaining. But that's what we've got going on here, and throughout the NEP season, we're going to try and get some of those team communications out on the air. We just got to make sure it's okay with the sensors, but we'll figure that out when we get there. 8 laps to go here at Daytona, and these drivers know that it's go time. They have to make their final plan and their final thing and their final move here in the chess game before we start sliding on into Russian roulette with 200-mile-an-hour race cars here at Daytona. And these guys doing everything they can to try and get themselves lined up to either get themselves across. Oh, Mike Hopkins a little bit loose there off of that double yellow line. Looks like he holds on to it. Bollier going to hold on to the lead, but how about that push? Jason Ricker all over the back bumper now of the 46 of Libby, trying to get him up to the front, but I think that bottom side is just too strong right now, John.
Business is absolutely picking up. You saw Mike Hopkins and Kenny Kibby were able to shuffle Evan out of the lead off the bottom, and then Evan went to the top and got the lead right back. So now you're seeing some more cars form to the outside. That's going to help Ryan Libby here off turn 4. We'll see if he's able to get clear to the bottom. Coming to 6 laps to go.
There is a slew of Icon racing cars in the picture, and there you see Libby going to grab the lead. 16 spots gained on the night. He started shotgun on the field. P17 starter was you, and you're up here in the booth. So how about that from last all the way up to first? Ryan Libby going to hold on to the point. We thunder on down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4. 5.5 laps to go here at Daytona in the shootout. Everybody feels like they've got lined up with their teammates. Icon Racing all over the place up in there. Bunches of 7s, a 78, a 14, all teammates there. You can see the 4 of Kibbe all over the back bumper of Jason Ricker, trying to get Ricker up towards the point, and you can see those Icon Racings. How about Bollier jumping on out to the high side? He wants to lead that high side, try and get back around that 46 car, side by side, door to door, bumper to bumper, thundering on down into turn number 1 here, John. 5 laps to go.
This seems to be the new playbook move to get the lead of the race. You get a side draft off of 4, pull to the outside, you get a good push, and all of a sudden, coming down the backstretch, you're in a position to lead this race, and that's what Evan's trying to do now. You can see Jason Ricker's getting locked onto his bumper. They're trying to form a tight line up on the top, but Mike Hopkins is also glued to Libby going into 3. All kinds of chaos. I'm just waiting for the big pileup. You see Brent Roy is starting to work his way into the picture. He knows he can't wait too much longer.
And there you see him very patiently moving himself up into the high side, and not much patience going on anymore. Crossing the stripe, going to be 4 laps to go here at Daytona. Bollier up high in the 56 machine. Ryan Libby down on the bottom from shotgun on the field. Dead last is where he started. A little bit loose there for Ricker in the 9 car. Second car on the outside line, and here comes Hopkins. Going to get right on the back bumper. Timed that bump draft perfectly coming out of that corner. But you can see big run coming now from the high side. These guys are side by side. Drag race down the backstretch into 3 and 4. 46 down low. 56 up on the high side. Almost a dead heat. Going to be a dead heat when they come out of turn number 4 here. And it's going to be 3 laps to go once we cross the stripe. Still side by side, 2 by 2, all the way through.
The difficult part about being where Ryan Libby is right now is there is literally nothing he can do but hold it to the floor and hold his line. He can't really venture up. He can't venture down. He's basically in complete control of the car behind him. Whereas Evan on the outside, he can move his line up, move his line down. He can side draft. He can try to get a run. He's got pushers behind him. He has a little bit more flexibility where Libby is just stuck where he is, and that's kind of a helpless feeling coming into these final laps.
A couple of onboard shots here, some cockpit views of what these drivers are seeing as we come across, come into turn number 3. Great shots here going on through the field, and man, oh man, you can see a little bit of separation there on the bottom side. It's going to give a little bit of an advantage coming out of turn number 4 to that high side, but there you see Icon Racing getting back together as an accordion down on the bottom side. Popsicle sticks from Barney up in the flag stand. 2 laps to go here at the shootout at Daytona. We're slicing, we're dicing, we're all over the damn place here at Daytona. This is going to be one heck of an exciting finish here to kick off season 4 of the Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series here on Verdane TV. You're not going to see this kind of action anywhere else. 9 car into the wall. Jason Ricker up into the wall. Looks like, oh, he saved it. Farrell in the wall, Icon Racing into the wall. That's going to bring out the second caution of the night here, and that's going to stack everybody up here, John, and that's going to make for one heck of an exciting finish.
I knew 3 wide was coming, Paul, but I didn't think 4 wide was coming, and you saw the ramifications of trying to go 4 wide there in the backstretch. I think it looks like Kenny Kibbe got a run to the outside, and at the same time, you saw Mike Hopkins get a run to the inside, and eventually we just ran out of real estate.
And it happens just like that. The U-House Racing Designs instant replay up here in the blimp. We're 2 wide, we're 2 wide, we're 3 wide, we're 4 wide, we're 4 wide. We're almost 5 wide at that point. You can see the 4 and the 9 get together. The 4 does a great job backing off, avoiding calamity there. Scoots on by, but big hit there. I believe that was Bollier in the red and black machine there, and a big hit for the number 9 of Ricker as well. So that is a tough break here with 2 laps to go. And no, that was Bollier up in the 56. So I'm going to take another look at it here. We're going to slow it on down because we can do that. We got the technology. We can do that here, and you can see just exactly what went down. The 4 car just does an awesome job. Kibbe backing all the way off the throttle. There you see a couple of Icon Racing teammates getting together, and another slap there for the 9. Look at that 26 car. How about that? Mr. Patience, Brent Roy, the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Brent. Gets on by down on the bottom side. That's going to be the 29 of Jeff Brown that gets a little T-bone action with one of the 7s there. And that's going to be some big-time damage there. So that is a tough tough break. But while we've got the old slow motion camera out, we've got the old U-House Racing Design instant replay. Let's take a look at what Brent Royce saw from on the inside of that number 26 car. You can check him out. He streams all the time, the Camry Kid and the 26. We're going to give it to you at full speed. And there you see, there's the 3 wide, a little bump there for the 26. There's 3 wide, there's 4 wide, there's the wreck all the way out of the throttle, barely misses the 4 car. There's another wreck there. He just kind of scoots on by. What's that, 1, 2, 3, 5 cars in front of him? He's going to come back and restart in 6th here, John.
You read my mind, Paul. That whole exhibit was racing intelligence from Brent Roy. You saw him lay back and wait for the chaos to happen, which eventually, to his credit, it did happen. And we saw that danger happening as cars kind of collapsed towards the top of the racetrack. He backed off the gas, was able to swerve by Kibbe, and then get to the bottom in time to miss the cars that were sliding down the track in front of him. So that's why you play that strategy of being safe in the back of the pack and waiting for things to break loose in front of you, so you have time to react just like that. And now Brent's sitting in the top 7 here, coming to a green-white checker.
Right rear.
Green, white, checkered, indeed. We're going to talk to the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Brent. Man, right out of the danger zone. How about that? Kind of lagging back just a little bit. We've been taking a peek at your strategy, just kind of taking a look and seeing what's going on there in the back of the pack. Big wreck happens in front of you. You scoot on by like it's nothing.
Yeah, I kind of sensed it coming. I was not really where I wanted to be at that point, but it was 2 to go, and it was like, it's going to happen. I'm either going to be in it or maybe scoot by, but, try to conserve to the end of these races and have something for them at the end, so we'll see.
We're going to restart here in P7. It looks like gaining not quite the best qualifying run, but 6 spots gained here on the evening. Second best of the gainers so far here tonight. What's it going to take to get around? What's it going to take to get to victory lane here at Daytona for the shootout?
Well, first of all, I got to thank the crew chief. They put a really good setup in this car to make it handle really good. So we didn't qualify the best, but had pretty good handling here race time. But as far as what it's going to take, man, I don't know. Probably a little bit of luck and a run in the right spot, and maybe a pusher to help me. You got to find your friends where they're at. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of this.
100%, and great to see you here in the field. Great to see NEP back, and we'll see what that 26 car can do. Good luck, man.
100%. Thanks, guys.
Brent Roy in the number 26 car, the Camry Kid, as he goes by in the internet streaming world, and definitely check out all of his content. But there you see the lights are off on that iRacing pace car. We're lined up 2 by 2 here, John, getting ready to take the green flag for a green-white checkered. And if I read the rules right, even though they're written in pencil here, it looks like, I think we've got unlimited attempts, don't we?
Looks like in the sim we've got 2 attempts here.
2 attempts. That's almost unlimited.
Yes, almost. But there is no more waiting. There's no more Brent Roy strategy here. This is, you would assume, going to be the last chance. If not, we'll get one more. But you're assuming as a driver, this is the last chance I have to go win this race. So you don't hold back. I think you're going to see some 3 wide here early. I'd look specifically at row number 2. You have 2 guys who did not come here to run 3rd or 4th.
100%. You got a couple of strong cars up in the front. Bollier in the 56 restarting on the outside. Ryan Libby on the bottom side. Green flag flies once again. Green-white checkered attempt numero 1. And you can see everybody kind of spreads out just a little bit, getting on through the gearboxes, trying to see where their teammates are, trying to see where their friends are, trying to see where their enemies are here as well. And you can see 46 of Libby has the hot shoe right now. He's going to hold on to the point. Magic Mike Hopkins in P2. Great run all night long for that 78 car. You can see he is glued to the back of Libby at this point. And then side by side, Casagrande and Bollier for 3rd. And the Ricker, check that, the Glessner machine. The number 10 is there. Brett Roy is there. The 4 car is there. And the 44 of McDonald, I don't think we've mentioned his name all night long. Solidly up in the top 8. Coming across the start-finish line, white flag, white rag. This race is going to be official, John. Who is going to come home the victor?
Mike Hopkins is in the catbird seat. We'll see if he takes this opportunity to go to the outside of Ryan Libby. Libby blocks the move, but he's got a teammate right behind him as he darts to the bottom. Here we go. I think you're going to see an Icon car dip in behind Mike Hopkins, and we're going to fight this out all the way to the line. And don't keep your eye off the 229 cars. Boyer and Roy tied right together on the top. But right now, Libby's in command, and he's shadowed by Icon cars left and right. Oh, there it happens.
Big wreck on the outside. Mike Hopkins going to hold on to it. He scoots on by. No pressure from in behind him. Scott McDonald going to get by. Big time wreck. Brent Roy is in it. Looks like the entire field is in it. Mike Hopkins sitting it, driving on off into the sunset. The 78 Magic Mike Hopkins, who had this on their bingo card, comes home the winner here in the shootout. The 78A machine. Victory Lane going to be happening here tonight. Magic Mike Hopkins coming home with the victory, and we're going to take a look at that instant replay, and we'll take a look at it in slow motion because there was quite a bit that happened there. Looks like McDonald going to come home in second, Bollier third, Libby and Kibbe going to round out the top 5, but how about that finish?
And that's why you put yourself in position to lead the race in the last lap, because there's a very good chance that people are going to crash behind you. And Hopkins was able to get the lead in perfect timing for all hell to break loose. And from there, he was able to drive it back to the line. But, man, that's a shame that they wadded up like that. It almost looks like the 2020 Daytona 500 where we had a giant crash into 3, because I think we were shaping up for a really good finish there.
100%. We're going to take a look. We're going to do a little multitasking here because we can do that with live TV. There you can see the instant replay on your screen, and we're going to go through the top. We'll go through the finishing order here as well. As you can see the action happening, a little slow-mo action in behind you. Magic Mike Hopkins comes home the victor here tonight, wins the 25-lap shootout brought to you by Shift Marketing and Design. Scott McDonald in the 44 car involved in an earlier incident. He's going to come home second, and Evan Bollier going to come home in third. There you see Ryan Libby, Kenny Kibbe. There it is, Libby and Kibbe, fourth and fifth. Dale Glessner, Corey Casagrande, Jared Adams, Brent Roy, Jeffrey Brown rounding out the top 5. Zane Farrell, Jason Ricker rounding out the lead lap cars. Cody LeBlanc finishes 3 laps down, as well as Ryan Salvatore coming home in 14th. And you can see Ryan Salvatore, Austin Belkey and Steve Daddio involved in an earlier incident, not finishing this one. But man, oh man, you can see there it is, the little bit of a tap from the machine up in the top side. It's going to be the 7A. There's Brent Roy gets involved. The 10 of Glessner involved. The Camry Kid, a little airborne action there. And you can see Hopkins driving off into the sunset as calamity ensues on in behind in the 4 car up into the outside wall. The 10 down on the low side. And lots of wrecked race cars here at Daytona on the final lap. But the story is going to be Mike Hopkins coming home in victory lane, and we're going to talk to Magnum Mike Hopkins. Magnum Mike Hopkins, Magic Mike Hopkins, lots of nicknames. Never thought we'd saw this nickname coming. Mike Hopkins, winner in the NEP series. How about it, Mike?
Oh, Paul, it sounds great. Winner, NEP. I feel like Michael Waltrip actually right now.
100%. A great run all night long in the top 5 for the most part of this race. And John said it's coming to the green-white checkered attempt number 1 there. You were in the catbird seat. You kind of controlled the race, how it went, a little bit of leader action there up on the high side. And right spot, right time, came home with the victory. Kind of drove off into the sunset. How does that feel?
I have to thank Dale Glessner. He had a bunch of damage, and my teammate Corey Casagrande, which Monday will be a tough team meeting for Icon, him and Eggers, but Dale came through for us and got us a win. Without him, Paul, I'm not sure where we'd be.
100%. And really kicking it off. The 78 car looked good, man. Looked fantastic all night long. Came home in victory lane, and definitely going to be a force to reckon with. It looks like we even take a look here at the burnout action here for the number 78. Haven't seen that happen. We've seen a lot of spinouts. We've seen a lot of smoke, but never a victory burnout here in the NEP series from Mike Hopkins. So that's kind of neat to see, and it's a welcome sight for sure. But new team, ready to rock and roll here for Season 4. What else can we expect out of the 78 team? Are we going to see you in victory lane more often?
Well, I got to make a choice now, how many seltzers or beers I drink. And I was drinking seltzer tonight, and that got us a win. So I only had 3. I think every NEP race will have at least 6 drinks and probably a shot of McGillicuddy's root beer. and all we can do is hope for the best and not be dart without feathers like we were tonight up front.
100%, and that's about how we do it in the broadcast booth too here in the NEP races. But great to see you in victory lane, man. Congratulations, win here for the shootout. You got bragging rights all the way up till October when we kick off the points racings here, and we got logos all over that 78 car. I want to give you the opportunity here, Mike, to thank anybody that makes it happen for the virtual 78 team.
Yeah, first off, Icon, Corey Casagrande. Like I said, Monday will be a tough meeting, but thanks for putting that together. The Lord Spotting Services, YRD. There's got to be a couple more. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We'll take it and we'll go from there.
100%. There's always Facebook and Twitter. We can catch up on the thank yous and all that. But we got some seltzers to drink. So congratulations, Mike. Phenomenal win. Phenomenal race here at Daytona. Carrying that momentum on to, Daytona here in a couple of months' time. And we're going to be catching up with that on Vidane TV. But again, congratulations.
Thanks, Paul. Great job in the booth as usual. And also, serious note, thanks to Sal for putting this all together. I don't know who pays attention, but all of us do, and we talk about this all the time. And very blown away that we got a cameo from Larry Mack and my new favorite film star.
Our new favorite NEP fan, I think is what we'll call that.
Yes, she's famous in film. Yes.
Yes, 100%. Google it. Don't Google it. I didn't tell you that. But a great run. Congratulations, Mike. Coming home, NEP winner. John, you're down a little bit further on down pit road. We didn't talk about Scott all night long up until the finish here. Scott McDonald coming home with P2. You've caught up with him.
That's right, Paul. Now we get to talk about Scott for all this next interview, so that's going to be fun. Scott, congrats on second place. You went into the last lap in 8th, and you came out in 2nd. How in the world did you pull that off?
Well, I'd rather be lucky than good, and as you can see from my previous 3 seasons' performances, I'm not very good, but I do, put full effort in. So the seas parted, and luckily nobody ran into me, and made it through. And congratulations to Mike.
Seems like you had a relatively quiet night where you stayed out of trouble. Was that kind of the plan coming in here? Just hang around, wait for the chaos to ensue, and then capitalize at the end?
I was just sitting there riding in that first caution. I don't know who was on the outside of me, but they took a hard right turn, and I did get about, I think a minute 30 seconds of damage. So I was a sucker to the draft. If I didn't have somebody in front of me and behind me, I was losing time. So I was just kind of hanging on there and in the draft, just try not to run into the back of the car in front of you, and just, seeing where I ended up, trying not to get involved in the wreck. And, luck was on my side for one time in 40 races we've run. So, I'll take it. It wasn't anything more than sheer luck.
We'll give you more credit than that. That was a solid run, Scott. Before we go, is there anybody you want to thank on your podium finish?
Nobody really to thank other than the 5 glasses of Woodford Reserve I've had tonight. And obviously I like to thank all the guys from NEP. It's a lot of fun, a lot of battles, running mid-pack to the back of the pack. It's kind of cool to finish up in the top 5, let alone the top 3.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Paul, back to you.
I'm going to slide on down pit road just a little bit further. Going to catch up with the third place finisher. Ran good all night long and came home with the podium. Evan Bollier in that 56 machine. Going to come home with the P3. Talk to us, man. What a great race.
I think you got to go a little farther down pit road there, Paul.
Yeah, it's been a long off season, as we've mentioned a couple of times here before, but we're going to go a little bit further on down pit road and catch up with Evan Bollier. Third place finisher here tonight, ran up front, led a couple of laps side by side with that 46 car. Coming home with a podium here tonight, and a great run here, Evan. Phenomenal run, and it gives you a little bit of momentum, gives you something to look forward to here for season 4. we'll try crossing the wires one more time and trying to interview the third place. There he is. He's down here on pit road, a little even further on down. He's hanging out with his teammates. Evan, great run, man. Finished top 3, ran up front all night long, and to come home with a podium here in the shootout. How's it feel? Got the unmute button there.
Here, I got you, Evan. I can step in for Paul. Paul's just having some technical difficulties. I think the booth didn't turn on his mic. I think that's what's going on. But yes, so Evan, we kind of kept an eye on you all throughout the race. You seem to have more of the aggressive strategy where you're up towards the front, trying to stay in lockstep with the lead. Is there anything you feel like you could have done differently there to hold the top spot in those last few laps?
Different. I could have dragged the brake a little bit on that last lap, try to get the 26 back to my rear bumper and try to make a bigger run. We didn't have enough room down the backstretch to try to make it 3 wide, unfortunately. But yeah, just that's always been my strategy at these races. Just go to try to keep it at the front, keep it out of trouble. If I'm in the middle of the pack, it's nobody's fault but mine for being there if something happens. So. That's kind of just a strategy. It seems to work more times than not.
Now, I know this was a shorter race than we typically run at these plate tracks, but do you feel like you learned anything tonight that you can apply to Daytona and Talladega when we go back in the fall?
Well, I learned that Mikkel is really, really good at this. He had a great car all night. Him and Kibby, you kind of learn some of the nuances of what they do. When you're racing with these guys up at the front of the field, how they, you learn different things of how they're gonna pull, different moves throughout the course of a green flag run. So that's I think is more important than anything. Knowing who you're racing around and knowing exactly what to do when situations come up like that.
Perfect. Now, we know you've got some great sponsors behind you. Is there anyone you want to thank here on this podium finish to start the year?
We got to thank Hancock Lumber, Restorations, Home Remodeling, Sunday Morning Farm, Brett Davis Real Estate, their new partner of ours this season, Nitro Designs, LB Cleaning Co., Bollier Construction, EJ Drywall, all the great partners, New York Construction, Laverier Auto Detailing. I got to thank, Jack's Property Service, K&B Automotive. We missed you tonight, Wyatt. Just want to put that out there. And John, I missed racing against you tonight. I got to ask you, are you committing to the full season? I was racing, so if you said it earlier, I didn't hear.
If you want me, I'll come back.
We want you back.
You heard it here first, folks.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Good job, Evan. Congrats on the podium. Paul, are you with us?
I am with us, yes. A little bit of ring rust here in the production trailer. It's been a long off season, man. But I think we got all the wires lined up. We're going to be ready to rock and roll come October for season number 4. And Cousin Corey, league administrator here, he came home. Well, you're running up in the top 5, finished 7th here tonight, matched the car number, and we got a lot going on here for season 4. You and I talked a little bit last night on Tim's Corner Live. We're doing the Better Half Dash. We got a full schedule. We got sponsorships still available, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I think there's 2 or 3 races left to go, and we'll probably do something for the Better Half Dash too if someone wants to get involved in that. And hopefully we can get that scheduled pretty soon.
100%. That's going to be an absolute blast. Always entertaining the masses here on Verdane TV and the Better Half Dash. If you haven't seen it, there's been a couple of them here with NEPs. So check out the Verdane TV YouTube channel. Just do a quick little YouTube search for Better Half Dash NEP, and it'll pop right up. The girlfriends, the wives, the fiancés of all the drivers that you see in NEP. And the driving, not bad. The interviews are phenomenal, though. They put a lot of you guys to shame.
Yeah, the girls are pretty good at what they do. So, besides racing, but everything else they're pretty good at. So that will be fun, and we'll pick a new track and car like we've done in the past, and it'll be pretty funny, I think.
100%. And Corey, it's been great so far. 3 seasons on the books, getting ready to rock and roll here for season 4. Couple of things to work on, couple of things to tweak a little bit, get the rules finalized. The schedule is just dried out with the ink coming off the presses. Ready to rock and roll here for October. The Shift 60, I believe, at Daytona, and lots of action coming up here on NEP, on Verdane TV, and we're going to be carrying it on all the way through the fall and winter months, and really giving these drivers an opportunity to keep their wits about them, keep their eyes and ears sharp, and make sure they keep that racing bug at bay, and make sure that they keep everything kind of working here. But a great run, 25 laps here at Daytona, only a couple of cautions, great action all night long here, John, and you're going to be running for that Season 4 championship. Are we going to see a 4-peat? I don't know. After tonight, we got some contenders.
I don't know. It'll be difficult. It always is. I think we're going to have some guys that are going to be really tough to beat pretty much every week, especially at some of the different tracks, too. It seems like we have some guys who do really well on the short tracks, some guys who are really fast at intermediates. You just saw Mike Hopkins put the zigzag on everybody and win the super speedway. So it'll be a challenge, but that's the fun part about it. That's what makes it fun.
100%. And how about it? That 78 car, Magic Mike Hopkins, Magnum Mike Hopkins, Mikkel, all the nicknames we've given him over the past 3 seasons here in NEP. And man, oh man, NEP winner is going to be the new nickname here in Season 4 as we kick it off. But lots of action to come up here in the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series. You're going to be able to catch it nowhere else but here on Verdane TV, and we're going to get that schedule out on the Verdane TV Facebook page, on the Verdane TV Twitter. Check these guys out, NEPI Racing on Twitter. Check out NEPs Bets as well. If you're not following along with NEP NEPs Bets on Twitter between these races, you are missing out on a heck of an entertaining Twitter account. Lots of trash talk between friends, between enemies, between frenemies, between competitors. It's a blast. It's awesome to keep a look at, especially when you're supposed to be working. You can just kind of jump over on Twitter and check out what the NEP guys are doing on Twitter and who the beef is with today. But Mike Hopkins comes out on top. Scott McDonald, Evan Bollier rounding out the podium. Ryan Libby, Kenny Kibbe rounding out the top 5 at Daytona. We're going to put a pin in this one. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr., John Peters, the champ, up here in the broadcast booth. Everybody here with Shift Marketing Design, Verdane TV, the NEP series. Until next time, we will catch you on the flip side. When we do, we are going to be doing it live. Thanks for playing along, folks. Have yourselves a great night.